Hello mask fans again, Darren here with another video. This week I'm going to talk about one mask in particular, which is Syngenor, sculpted by Bill Malone, and talk about some of its history with Don Post and Distortions Unlimited. Alright, so Bill Malone sculpted Syngenor in the early 80s for Don Post Studios, and it was made into a movie actually twice, with the movie Scared to Death, and then later on a self-titled movie called Syngenor. Now, Syngenor was one of the more complicated paint schemes of a Don Post mask. I recommend you check out David Lady's book on his Halloween movie mask, and in it he will talk a little bit about the Syngenor mask from both Don Post and Distortions Unlimited. So I have 3 copies of Syngenor. Copy number 1 right here is actually from the West Spring Spook House that was saved. I actually sent this to Kelly Mann to get restored, and he did a phenomenal job taking it from where it was after finding it in a little dirt pile in the spook house and then resculpting it. Unfortunately, I didn't take good care of it and left it in the heat in my garage in Texas, which caused it to deteriorate even more. So the chin's busted out and the stinger on top is busted off too. But he foam filled it and repainted it, and it's still something I want to save because of the sentimental value. So still got a foam filled Syngenor repainted by Kelly Mann. This is an original Don Post one, unfinished. This mask was really good condition, but for some reason he's starting to crack in some of the low spots in the mask. So I don't know why he's doing that. Might have to get him foam filled to save him. But this is the Don Post version of Syngenor originally. Probably one of the more complex paint schemes from Don Post, as you can see. But what made Syngenor, I think, unique from Don Post is it had eyes. Most Don Post masks that you see did not have eyes sculpted in them. But this was a phenomenal piece offered by Don Post Studios back in the 80s. Just the complex Bill Malone's sculpt made it very unique. What a great alien it was to use. Very H.H. Gringer stylistic, but it's just a great sculpt overall. It's kind of why seeing it in the West Spring Spook House in the 1980s, the first time I saw this mask, my friend Eric's dad was using it in the spook house and he had it in his car, and just seeing it just kind of just wowed me. Thank you, Gabriel. Got some help today. Later on in the later 80s, 1987 or later I believe, Distortions Unlimited offered some Bill Malone pieces, and 2 of those was Thanatoid here and another copy of Syngenor. As you can see, the Syngenor from Distortions Unlimited is a little bit bigger copy than what Don Post offered if you compare them side by side. The reason for this is the Don Post version was from the original movie molds. So it was good. The eyes were repainted by somebody gold. They should be a silver color, but it was, and they resculpted. Thank you, Gabriel. And they resculpted the teeth to make them a little more, or repainted the teeth to make them more gold. So they should be kind of a distortion-esque, the cream color with some brown shading on the top. But this is the Distortions Unlimited version of Syngenor. The stinger on top is also different. It's shorter, as you can see from the Don Post versions. And the paint scheme is much more simple. Simple gray with some black and silver highlights, and that was it from Distortions, versus like the 8 or so paint scheme colors that Don Post used. And then we have Thanatoid right here by Bill Malone, which is another unique offering from Distortions Unlimited in the late 80s. Now, if you want a Thanatoid and a Syngenor, go to Trick or Treat Studios. They're still offering both exact copies of this from Bill Malone's mold. But Thanatoid, being that just offered like 2 years with its long tongue, very stylistic of Syngenor, and they go great and pair well together in a haunted scene. I like to display them together in my collection. So why is Warlord sitting right here? Well, Warlord was also, this is an original West Spring Spook House. This mask survived, still very pliable, as you can see. compared to what happened to poor old Syngenor right here. So take care of your mask. Same time period. Warlord over here was much loved. Syngenor, man, he just had a rough life, but I'm glad I'm able to save him, and appreciate Kelly Mann taking on the challenge of restoring him. So there you have it. Bill Malone sculpt for Syngenor. Check out the movie. It's a good horror flick. And then we have a little Thanatoid right here. Get both these at Trick or Treat Studios. And if you have any questions about other masks in the collection, I'll be glad to go down memory lane and talk a little bit about them. But yeah, Bill Malone, great artist, good producer, and enjoyed his sculpts in my collection. All right, so that's it for this week. Short video. Have a good week, Distortions fans and mask fans. God bless.